Alright, today we're going to talk about and look at some mutant cacti and a bit of crests. So we got a Pachanoi crest, cross, Jules Giant. So I'm pretty sure they're both just straight Pachanoi. This one gets quite thick. Now an interesting thing I've noticed is that all the pups on here are mutating at the exact same time. So this hasn't mutated since about there, and it was pretty normal. Same as that one down there. You can see it's mutated at the bottom. And this one, although that hasn't mutated at all up until now. So that one's started. That one's started. So is this one. And then we'll just get to the, need to step up on a chair to see the top ones. This one started. This one's pumping out some pups, ripping it open. Jeez. And that one's mutated as well. So yeah, I don't know, it's just, I find it interesting because, like, for example, this one here, this one's got different arms on it. So this one's got spikes and mutated, that one's normal, that one's crested down there, and this one, most of it, there are two spines there, but most of it is spineless and sort of cresting, but not cresting outwards. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is this is, all the arms are different, yet this one, they're all the same and cresting, oh sorry, not cresting, mutating at the same time. The duck and the dog. But I wonder what that is. It must be some sort of signal going through the entire plant. Yeah, just wants to crest, mutate at the same time. So yeah, we got that one. We've got this one, which I've shown in previous videos, but this one's ripping up. And in some crests and mutants, what you'll also get is arms or pups terminating, like this one. So this could still grow, who knows, but so far it hasn't grown. You can usually tell by the darker growth, or you just can't see any fresh growth. So you can see here you got the lighter green, but there's no lighter green in this one. So that hasn't grown this season. It might push out, who knows, but usually, and I'll show you on some other ones, but usually they just stop growing and they'll just, yeah, won't do anything. Same as this one here. Where are we? You've got this one growing. This is slightly grown there, but then down here, they don't really like to grow outwards too much. The more out it goes, the more likely it stops to grow, and it most likely wants to go upwards, which makes sense. But that is TPM, so Pachanoi monstrose, I'm assuming. Trichocereus N1. We got Sam's 02 here, which kind of looks similar to the totem pole cactus, but different species, and it's like a melted candle. Or so there's quite a few Trichocereus clones that look similar to this growth, but on bigger specimens they get quite thick. This one hasn't gotten there yet. but hopefully it'll get some bigger roots soon. Still looks nice. But this one, so the genes of cresting and mutating, it seems in some they'll be quite strong, like this one. This one hasn't reverted ever since I've had it, and it may never, who knows. But you get these ones and it'll constantly revert. So these seem pretty sturdy, they just want to keep cresting. But you get things like this where it's crested previously, but then it grows out arms, and this one's crested again, but it looks like it might go dichotomous. Same as over here, this was, one second, down there, that was all crescent, split off again. So this will probably just end up being some big bushy thing with heaps of arms on it and a few crests on it, and I'll just let it do its thing. And what I've just noticed is this one here I got maybe 3 years ago. I'll find out what it's called in a minute. Oh, here we go. TPM cross SSO2, I'm pretty sure. And when I got it, it had a little melty tip at the end, down there. So I had it before it split, and then it split off into two. Grew pretty normal, mutated a little bit there, normal, and started the season, it's, yeah, doing some cool mutant stuff. Looks so good. And I better find out what the name of this guy is, eh? Where is it? Here it is, over here. TPQC Quasi Crest TPM. Yeah, right. And I think I've mentioned before that's Ender Finder, maybe. Oh, it's kind of broken out of the crest here, you can see. That's just grown up more instead of following the pattern. It's quite nice, it's kind of like a windy snake. What else have we got going? Ah yes, we've got this guy here. This is similar to the previous. So this is, I just bought this as a Cresty Funk. That's literally what they titled it. But yeah, probably not as cresty as the other one. The other one seemed to have some solid crests on it that didn't revert back, but this, almost all of it seems like it wants to revert back. So a little bit of crest there. Got this big revert here. Seems pretty solid and just growing straight up. No mutated parts there, because I was thinking maybe it's because at the start of the season, for some reason they like to go mutated at the very start. But yeah. And the fantastic HBO8. I'll try and not get this sun in the way. Oof. And this sun is just pumping, like it is growing super fast. And just from this angle right here, you can just, it's so wide and like, ooh. What's the top looking like there? It might revert back, it might. Which is not too bad, I don't mind it. Even when it's not mutated, it still looks quite nice. HBO7. We've got this guy, the TPM Cross Sharks Blue, which snapped. And this one seems pretty pretty consistent. It doesn't like to revert back too much. This one was pretty straight for a while, but it's doing something. Oh, we missed one over here. Hamilton's crest. I bought it when it was down here somewhere, so it's quite a small crest, but it's gone alright. Had a couple problems there, but it's sort of drying up. It's decent. I'm not too into crests, to be honest. They need to be a really nice looking crest, like this one here. I really like. But I just feel like when a plant crests like that one and that one, you lose the look of them. Like, it's hard to explain, but it's a like if this were to crest, sure, it's cool, it's cresting, but it then looks exactly like that. Maybe you'd get a bit more blue and the spines would be different. But I don't know, I'd prefer to have all columnar than all crests. There's that one over here, and I don't really like the look of it. It is doing some cool cresting there and there. And maybe it's just because ever since I've had it, it's been quite stunted. But it is starting to get some new roots now and more nutrients and so on. So hopefully it'll kick off and get some really cool growth on it. But for the past year or 2 years, it's never caught my eye. Although it is getting this new growth on it, so hopefully we'll see something cool. Now another one that classically does get mutated is quite a lot of Trichocereus. Like this. That's a pup off of, first off, sorry, this one is Horomeo monstros from Herbalistics. And I don't know where the name tag is for that, might be buried. And then we got, I think it's Kai, which is not doing some mutated stuff now, but it does get, you can see down here, this is all looking a bit odd, and this one's doing some cool stuff. I wouldn't say mutated, but rib shifting, I suppose. What do we got? This one. This is an unknown crest. So when I got it, they didn't know what it was. This is the first bit of reverted growth I've seen on this thing. It's grown very compact all over. It does very similar to that guy. That guy is, I'm not sure if it's genetically thicker than this one, or if this one is just more mature, so it's having larger growth, and this one just needs a few more years to get thicker. Because when I bought it, I did buy it grafted. This is grafted, and that one is also grafted, just there. So I'm not sure if when I bought it, when it was grafted, it came from a seedling or if it was a cutting. So it may stay like this, it may get thicker. Hopefully it gets thicker, I suppose. It always looks nicer. But this one, yeah. This one always catches my eye. I like how dense it is. What else have we got that's mutating at the moment, eh? Yes, this one here, which is what I showed just there, the TPM cross sharks. looking fantastic. Unfortunately, it hasn't kept what I wanted. I wanted it to sort of grow up evenly at the same time and spread out wider and wider, but of course plants do what they want to do, especially cacti. You cannot train them to do much. So you know, this one's quite interesting. It doesn't necessarily do twisty stuff like that one or that one. This one tends to just like to grow sort of straight out, so quite a straight crest there. It'll also do this sort of stuff, just growing up and crests along the side there, but it won't sort of crest as much there, and it does that there as well. And yeah, so it is definitely a unique crest compared to others. Yeah, and this one over here I would also say always catches my eye. This is quite a unique one. I bought it again grafted up around here, I think it was, maybe there, I don't know, somewhere there. And then it crested off, and now it looks awesome. So I'm happy I got this purchase. Who knows if I'll ever get my money back for it. Yeah, really dense spines. Similar to that one over there, but just doesn't, again, it doesn't want to sort of twist and turn. But maybe it'll do something when it gets older. And a couple times now it's done this thing where it goes into three. One there, and one there. So that's quite interesting. And it did it here, down there. So this just hasn't kept growing, and this part obviously kept going, but that was a quad or however many ways it was growing. But no, that's a really nice one, I like. This big guy. This is probably my tallest well, I mean, that one just there is pretty tall, but this one I would say is bigger. I did have problems with it. I think last year it was, we got in Australia, Sydney, we got basically just rain all summer. And the water was, one day I'll post some pictures, but the water was basically up to there on all these guys. It wasn't good, and the water was like that for about maybe 3 days. All this was underwater. I was walking in, like, it just looked like a pool. But they survived it. But the outcome of that is it got fungal problems, and what I didn't realise for ages was scale. So I think most of the scale now is either dead or dying. I've been treating it now, so it's fixing itself up, which is not a problem now, so that's good. But what's always great is these guys are just always so strong and resilient, and they just grow out of it. And now the new growth on this guy is amazing. And this guy's not a super strong crest genetically, but it does get, like, this is quite a thick one. And this does catch my eye, especially the new growth. Like this, what is going on there? That is some cool stuff there. Let me get some close-ups. Bit of there's some real funky stuff going on here. It's crested out, and doing its own thing, really. And what's funny is, yeah, usually it won't grow. It'll grow sideways, but it usually stops going like that way. But that's fresh growth there, so I wonder how long it'll keep going that way, eh? No more crests. That's all the crests in the back section. And we will go check out the driveway. So what do we got here? No crests here. You getting that sun in, mate? So some mutants here, not necessarily crests, but this guy is very interesting. I really hope he keeps it up. He's got 3 ribs here. So he's had 3 ribs for a while. So he's had, at the very start, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ribs. And then one went like that. And it just sort of stays like that all the way up. It sort of created a rib and did that again there. And that rib did it too. So it took away what? Well, it only took away 2 ribs and created 1. And so it'd be super cool if it would continue growing 3 ribs and also have these half ribs in the center of those 3 ribs. Because yeah, that'd be awesome. And then having this thing like as thick as this, that'd be awesome. And that is a Bruce, of course, op. And we've got this guy here, which is, and again, another Bruce op. I've got quite a few Bruce op seedlings I purchased a year or two years ago, and I'm getting some interesting stuff out of it. So these are probably the most interesting things. And this one's, it's really bad with the sun, but this is the best I can do. But yeah, it's doing some really cool mutated stuff. And it's so young. You know, like that's not a cutting or anything. Neither of those are. They come up from seedlings. So it's very cool that it's already doing that, and I'm psyched again to see that thing as thick as that. It probably won't get as thick as that because it's Brugessio, but who knows what it's crossed with, eh? Open pollination. And I've got, for example, this one also is a Bruce op here. And it's growing pretty normal now, but it did have some funky stuff going on here. So hopefully it'll do something cooler when it gets older as well. Got this one, which is TPM Cross Sharks. Grows pretty normal, but every now and again it'll do some funky stuff. Yeah, this side's better. And it does get some nice blue once it gets going. That one's starting off with some funkiness. It's not, I wouldn't say it's, I mean, I suppose it's sort of mutated, it's variegated. But this is a Tunjo. I think most people know what a Tunjo is. It's just a clone. That sun's not doing, well, the shade, sorry. But the pup's got some excellent variegation there. The main one hasn't got any variegation on it. It does right down the bottom there. 1 second, we'll do some shade shots. There we go, that's better. Yeah, so that's looking nice. Got my CSD here. So I'd almost say this is crested, to be, sorry, not crested, mutated, because even though this is its normal growth, it's just so unusual and so unique. But I'm so keen to see that get bigger, so that'll be awesome. What do we got? Got a few more over here. This one reverts quite a lot again. TP, Crest TPM. This beautiful one, Melvin, TPC Melvin. Not as known, but I have seen a few of them go online. And this is the one with the scale at the base of it, but it seems like some of it's dying off. That's another thing, a little scale update. These ones had the scale on them, and probably 95% of the scale's gone now. You can see the damage they've done. There's some of the damage from scale and the spots that they've left, and I can see, oh my god, come on, there's 1, 2, maybe 3 scales there, but they're like, the whole thing was maybe 30 or 40 pieces, bits of scale on it, and now there's not too many, so the stuff I'm spraying with it at the moment is working well. Back to crests, so we got sorry, not crests, mutants. So penis cactus, going good, pushing out a pup there. This guy, super weird, super mutated, looking great. It was really stunted for like pretty much a whole year. I bought it down here somewhere, and then when I had it, it grew like that much, and I was quite frustrated with it. But this time it's fucking blasted off. New growth down there, which is really cool. So then it's not just, not just that, but that'll do something over there. Hopefully that continues. That it's actually growing quite fast and vigorous, so looks promising. All that's new. This honestly is probably one of the most unique crests out there, and a fair few people have these. It's not super uncommon, but the problem is they're super slow growing, and they do get quite prone to fungal infections and spots. So you probably want to put your best soil in here, like the most aerated and mineral soil possible. Yeah, so we got this beautiful Melvin here, looking great. Loves this spot. Maybe a touch too much sun, because if you can see, it does get no, that doesn't help, but it's slightly yellow because it gets quite a lot of sun. Oh, and I missed this guy, this small one here. Just get rid of that sun there if we can. So this is a seedling, I think. What is it? Psychocross Trojan llama. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I grew this one. I actually cannot remember, but I won't claim I grew it, but yeah. Now the problem with these is rot. I don't necessarily want too many crests from seeds, because you don't know, like, they're so compact, and because they're growing so small and so vigorous and all that stuff, they grow into itself, and then if water gets down into there, or it'll just start rotting out, which it generally did start rotting there, so I had to cut that off, but so far it's good. So I might take this whole reverted bit and that crest there, I might cut that off, plant that, so I have a separate one that doesn't look like it's gonna rot on itself, and hopefully it continues. But yeah, you got to be careful of those tighter crests as well. When I was showing you at the back, when they get that tight, they can rot, so maybe don't water them as much. What do we got? What do we got? And then we got seedlings with crests. There's one. And none there. And then we got these, which I'm quite interested in. We'll go no sun. Got this one here. So that's one, that's two there. I'm not sure how many's there, but it's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. Possibly more. But no, these are quite interesting. I'm very excited to see what these are going to turn into. And this is Zero Entity Cross Trojan Llama. Now I cannot... Oh, wait, no. Zero Entity is a scopulocolor, I think. So that'll be cool. A crested and mutated scop. So maybe hopefully it'll be similar to HBO8. Like in terms of how notchy it gets. Now Trojan Llama, quite a lot of my Trojan Llama seedlings do get mutated, like this one here. Actually, is that even, where's the, what is that one? No, it is Trojan Llama. That's Zed's cross Trojan Llama. And this guy here, he's getting quite thick. Yeah, so if you're looking to get mutated or crested, I think Trojan Llama is the way to go, or even TPM seeds. But Trojan Llama seems to give some real freaks. Now, what have we got? I saw a couple here that were doing some odd things. This guy here. Yeah, he's doing something. And that is just one of anal seeds, Rinconata, I think, something like that. 1 crest, 2 crest, and again, JAC 007 cross Trojan Llama. So the Trojan Llamas just, they like to do some cresting. And there should be, yes, this one here. And that is, again, I think, one of anal seeds. So that's coming from that side. We'll work that out later. But, no, I think that's all the crests. There might be a couple more seedlings or smaller ones or slight crests. That's it. I suppose there's some more crests or mutated stuff to talk about, but it'd be interesting to find out the in detail stuff of why they do it and genetics and that. But no, they're cool. Thank you.